Iris's super duper introduction to a bridal bouquet. We're going to make a lovely, beautiful native bridal design, a little bit bohemian, I guess, in some way. We're going to work with natives. Majority of the materials are native. So we've got a lovely waratah here. We've got the pin cushions, and we also have the stunning, gorgeous king proteas. Also, what we're going to mix in with, within this color scheme of these pinks and maroon colors, we also have some whites and pale pinks, and that's the ranuncs there. And we've got some lovely gypsophila, baby's breath. We have some lovely trailing gum foliage. Also for the rustic, charming look, we've got beautiful magnolia with the beautiful coppery side on the back. And we're also mixing in a little bit of a elegant flower, as you can see, beautiful roses, and we also have the lovely snapdragons there. So they're going to tie in with the beautiful maroon and whites as well. Starting with our feature flower, it's always a good thing to do. And this one here is equally important, so we're going to bring these very close to the center. And as these are quite a heavy product, I'll always straight away start adding some looseness to it. So we want to make this a quite rustic and quite informal looking bouquet. And most of you will probably think, my goodness, it's going to be massive. And yes, you're quite right. It's going to be massive. The lady has requested it to be absolutely humongous. So we are not doing a typical size bridal bouquet, just so you are aware. So we're doing the pinky tones just because we're having the pink over here. We're trying to get the pink over to the other side. Now keeping those ranuncs quite tall, because the other flowers will otherwise override them and they'll get squished in the lower areas. So I'll try to keep these quite tall in the bouquet and stagger the groups a little bit. So I've got some ups and some downs within that flower. And then once I'm kind of done with one area, I'm going to close it up a little bit and finish it off with a little bit of foliage along the way, so the next flower borders not smashing the flower at the same time. So we've got 3 of those lovely big proteas, so they're going to be in a more of a triangular size distribution. So I'm going to bring a little bit of the roses in here through there, and I'm also going to create some height on around the 45-degree angle now, where I can do the height, because if I do that any further into the middle or into the further outer direction, it looks like it's either falling off or it's just going to be poking like an antenna through the middle, and that's not what we want. Alright, now we've got these 3 pin cushions, and I'm going to place them now. And I keep those in a spot of 3 in one blocked area rather than dispersing them through the design, because it's all rather, you know, loud with all the other materials being quite grouped and substantial. So we're not going to get suddenly itsy and small on the grouping. So make sure that they are always quite a bold statement wherever you're placing anything. There's always more than a few mingling together. So here we go. And we're going to add a bit of that gypsophila again. I'm just going to aim for that hanging there with this group. And if we feel it's not supporting itself, we can always add a bit of supporting foliage from underneath. But it's getting heavy. Again, a bit more of the 45, but we're going to make this group a little bit different looking. I've tied it once because it's getting quite heavy, and I've also trimmed some of the very large stems and heavier stems there, so it's just a bit easier to handle. Now, if we're looking at the overall design briefly, we'll have a tendency of making it more of a wider design rather than a rounded design. So I'm establishing this one to be the front area because this is the most important flower of the bouquet. So yeah, we're going to just build a little bit more towards the front here to create more interest in this area, because there's a little bit of space that we need to fill. So just slotting in those beautiful ranuncs. I'm going to bring some of the gum throughout this area as well. Possibly just a fraction more of the gyp. And we have these lovely nuts. We can have those sitting along the way with them, with the flowers as well. It's getting a bit tricky to hold all the stems together, so I may have to tilt it just a little bit to sort of finalize my last few stems. That's the prettiest ranunc of the lot, so that's going to be in that focal feature area here as well. So yeah, it's a bit of hard work. You can probably see my biceps working here. It's a workout. So, and the beauty of a spiral bouquet is that even if you can't grip completely, you'll still have a grip because your stems will be held by other fingers, not just your index and your thumb there, because they're wandering over this way. They'll be held still by the palm of your hand somewhere. I've got this lovely trailing gum here I was just mentioning before, so that's definitely going to be something that will be sit more towards the ends of the bouquet, so we have that beautiful traily, softer, wispier movement of it. And I'll probably introduce that just through here. Yes, I'm tying off now. This is the end product. As you can see, this is going to be the front area, this is going to be the back, so I'm just going to hold it this way, slightly tilted, so we'll have access to most of the products there, and she'll have a nice access to her lovely few flowers in the back as well. So I'm just going to give that a tie now. It's probably the third one by now, because it was very heavy. I had to tie it in between stages, so tying one more time with this lovely ribbon. Not that it's going to be visible much later on, but it's just going to hold it all together. So here we are, end product. Beautiful, glorious flowers and a very wild and fun